Hey all, Hector here, welcome back to the channel, and I haven't done a World of Warships Legends video in a while, actually probably around 4 to 5 months, so it's been a while, yeah, but something caught my eye in the latest patch notes. But I'll get back to that later, because like I said, I haven't logged into this game for 4-5 months, a long time, and I wanted to see, okay, has anything changed? Has Wargaming perhaps even watched my last video and thought like, hey, yeah, maybe we should, let's do some of the things that Hipper says, because obviously they make sense. Anyway, so I had a look, and unfortunately my impression is that this game is exactly where I left it, and nothing seems to have happened at all. So I had a look in the store, and there's a lot of new commanders in this update here for some reason. I don't know, haven't been following up lately. So I had a look, and I wanted to see, okay, so what are the traits of these commanders here? So what I'm looking for here is something that creates new gameplay opportunities, but secondary battery reload time, damage against battleships, damage again here. So we have a repair girl here, sort of out in the ordinary, but not very useful, and not something we don't already have, but okay, I'll be fair. There's one commander here that's not anything to do with damage or reload. But here we have main battery reload again. Sweet. Main battery survivability. Yeah, we have like a million commanders like that. Traverse speed. Main battery reload time. Again. Cruise main battery reload time. Again. Dispersion as well. Yeah, boring. Battleship gun traverse speed. And, fire damage. Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll let that one slide. Ricochet angle. Okay, this one is interesting, but again, not something we don't already have. And, have a look at the last one here. Battleship main battery dispersion. Yeah, we have like a million of these. And honestly, do we really need another one? So I've said this before, and I'll say it again one more time. I don't want commanders who have green or red perks. I want the blue perks, right? The perks that create new opportunities, that expand on utility. Like, we don't need more damage-focused commanders. And we don't need more survivability-focused commanders or perks. Like, it's boring. The game has a million of these already, and what's the point? Like, something needs to happen here, and I've said this a lot, and apparently Wargaming doesn't listen, so whatever. Anyway, let's move on. I want to have a look at the Bureau. Now, when the Bureau came out as part of the Legendary release, it was a great idea because, it was a fun thing to do. After a year or so, the Bureau definitely overstayed its welcome, and now it's just ridiculous. Like, it's stupid. And look, there's really nothing new in here. I don't really recognize anything, and as you can tell, I've given up a long time ago. Anyway, I got most of these ships as a CC anyway, so I don't have to research them, but again, there is absolutely no way I'm going to do this. I hate playing ships I don't like, which you have to do in the Bureau. And I hate being told what to play in this game here, because some things I just despise. So that's why I don't do my Bureaus. Alright, so let's stick to the point here, because I wanted to talk about the new update here. And I just happened to, come across it on the internet. And there's actually an interesting ship. And it is this new Tier 8 Commonwealth cruiser with the very sexy name Hector. So if you look at the specs here, something stands out. Something stands out a lot. And that is the rudder shift time. This is, I assuming, the stock rudder of 4.5 seconds on a Tier 8 cruiser. That's unheard of. It's actually unheard of on any cruiser, much less a Tier 8 one, which, tend to be pretty sluggish. Now, it's been a while, but I believe Wichita has the fastest stock rudder in the game at 6 seconds, I believe. It could have changed, or I could be wrong, but that's, what I remember. But this is beating it by almost 2 seconds. So Wichita's rudder can go down to just above 1 second. I think it's 1.3 seconds or something like that. But Hector has the potential to go below 1 second for a Tier 8 cruiser. And it's going to be interesting. I'm actually quite intrigued with this ship here. It also has plenty of that blue utility that I'm talking about by having both a sonar and a smoke. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Plus, 4x4 torpedo launchers with 12-kilometer range. The best thing about Hector though, well, this is an agile cruiser almost out of the box. If you put on one modification, you will get below 3 seconds, which is the edge for agile cruisers. So it means that everyone in this game will now have access to an agile cruiser without having to do anything about it. Everyone who does this campaign will have this ship. So what this means is that, you know, the average player will actually get their hands on an agile cruiser, and they don't have to have super high level commanders, or they don't have to give up modifications or anything like that. I mean, you can still play this game as it is right there, and you know, you'll have a almost agile cruiser. So hopefully this will actually expand the understanding of what agile cruisers can actually do now that people can play one without having to, you know, put in a lot of effort or money to actually be able to do so. So if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what an agile cruiser is, and you know, some people don't, it is a cruiser that uses agility instead of, for example, armor to, you know, fool battleships into, you know, like this, simply missing them, and then, you know, having their way with battleships exactly the way they want. That is an agile cruiser, and they prioritize agility, like I said, over anything else, basically, and they work very, very well. But they are extremely difficult to play, and they require a lot of resources to actually, you know, fit out. Atago and Charles Martel were the first real agile cruisers in the game, and you know, back then you couldn't make them as agile as you can these days. But they are fun to play. They are difficult, but they are extremely fun to play. These days, it's a bit more of a challenge because you get spotted more easily by CVs and, you know, the Dutch cruisers and stuff like that. But they are still definitely a force to be reckoned with if you know how to play them, which very, very few people do. This is not a ship that kites. But anyway, that is a whole different story. So watch my other videos on my channel if you are in doubt. So another thing, this new update brings something that really should have been in the game from day one. Really, like, this is a tremendous oversight by the development team, and finally it's here. It's actually detailed statistics or specs on your ship, right? So you actually can see in detail some of those things you are paying good money for the commanders to improve. And sometimes, or actually all the time until this update, it's just been a secret, and really like something that I myself, and I know all the other CCs back in the day, constantly complained about. But yeah, it's here, you know, after more than 6 years. Anyway, fantastic. And finally, I just want to point out a little tidbit here for the agile aficionados out there. There's a modifications update this round, and there's a lot of stuff to go through here, but I'm not. But if you look at the last line, steering gears mod 2, it will be reduced by 25% instead of 20%. That's another 5% rudder. 5% rudder is huge. It's crazy. So this will also be interesting. It will improve the agility of every single agile cruiser in the game. So that's my observations after 4 or 5 months away from the game. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments, just drop them on the video, and I'll see you out there.